Market climbs up but comes off the early high as Dow futures too give up gains. Reliance and IT majors rise. Private financials led by ICICI Bank drag. Mid-cap index fares just a shade better. Nifty Bank underperforms, pulled down by a big cut in ICICI Bank. The bank reports gross NPAs at 5.53%, sparking fear of higher NPAs across the board going ahead. The government intend to borrow 12 lakh crore rupees compared to the budget estimate of under 8 lakh crores in FY21, pulls down bonds and pushes up yields. Rupee also weaker. Mid-caps are pulled up on hope that domestic mobility will soon start in India. Indian Railways announces decision to resume passenger trains starting tomorrow. Aviation Minister says they are looking at gradual calibrated opening. Rail and aviation stocks rally. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to attend a meeting of the Financial Stability and Development Council on the 14th of May. All financial sector regulators to be present. Hi, good afternoon and welcome to Business Lunch. I'm Sumera Abdi. Well, for now, the market has picked up pace. It looks like a little bit, so we're up about 1% right now, off of the worst point of the day. The Nifty Bank is the one which just has failed to move into the green, so that remains a 0.25% lower right now, but then the cut is much less than what we had seen earlier on in the session. So pretty much it's good going. The FTSE future, the European futures were suggesting the market is also open, is up on the front foot, so up about 1% over there. And I would guess that's the trend across the board in Europe, and that would be a positive that has brushed off on our own market as well. But let's talk about the big numbers that has come through. And ICICI Bank is the one that has soured the sentiment for the financials through the day today. The bank has reported a mixed Q4. Gross NPAs have come in at a 17-quarter low, but slippages also remain elevated. Abhishek Kothari joins in with the fine print.
It was a mixed set of numbers coming in from ICICI Bank. Now, the moratorium book is at 30% in line with peers like Axis Bank. However, the slippages remain elevated at north of 5,300 crores due to the fact that international slippages were higher in this quarter. The gross NPA, however, is the lowest in last 17 quarters due to higher write-offs. So, it came in at 5.53% when compared to about 5.95% in the previous quarter. The watchlist addition remained elevated at close to 2,300 crores run rate per quarter. However, the watch list saw a dip in absolute value by more than 4%, and as a ratio of book, it was at 2.58 when compared to 2.74 in the previous quarter. The domestic subsidiaries earnings remain weak. Their profitability decreased by about 19-20% on a sequential basis. The low growth also tapered down to about 10% from being 12% plus in the earlier quarters. However, the net interest margin was the highest ever at 3.87, and the deposit momentum remained really strong, growing at 7.5% sequentially, which provides enough liquidity cushion in the balance sheet. Due to elevated provision on account of elevated slippages and COVID-19, the PAT came in below our poll. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, thanks very much for that. On the flip side, what's doing well today? Well, Hero MotoCorp, that's surging in trade. So, Sonia, they've resumed some of their retail operations. Is that right?
Well, absolutely. Hero MotoCorp has resumed its retail operations, putting safety guidelines in place, and they've done that with some success. So they've resumed about 1,500 retail, outlets across the country. Now, 1,500 retail outlets contribute to over 30% of their overall retail outlets in all of India. So 30% of their business is now officially open at the retail end. In fact, they have also been speaking about how they've sold 10,000 units of motorcycles after reopening their touch points. So they've seen some success over there. They've also opened at their manufacturing end. So 3 of their plants at Daruhera, Gurgaon, as well as Haridwar have opened. From the 7th of May, they've restarted production at their manufacturing facilities. So in a staggered manner, Hero MotoCorp has gone ahead and reopen operations. A lot of experts believe that the rural market could see a higher demand now that the lockdown has eased, because COVID-19 has not impacted rural India as much as it has impacted urban India. And Hero Moto, as we know, gets over 50% of its sales from rural India. Hence, there's that additional positive as well. Back to you.
All right, Sonia, thanks very much for that. You know, one of the key developments going ahead is going to be the finance minister and the financial regulators meeting that's slated for the 14th of May. Sapna Das, my colleague, joins in with what could possibly be on the agenda. Sapna.
Hi. So at this point in time, I suppose it's it's the economy that's on the discussion table. Basically the economic developments as well as the financial sector developments. A detailed review of that probably on the cards. Most likely the meetings will be held early in the day around 11:30 on odd. The other key issue, I suppose, that everybody is wanting to hear is the fact that what about the next set of relief measures? Would it be before the FSDC meet or post that? Well, no clear answer as of now, but given to understand that this FSDC meeting is going to be crucial, and you can expect some takeaways on that front. But again, it will depend as as in the package is announced before or post that, or maybe next week. I mean, the jury is still out on that as of now. But we don't have the agenda as of now, but we can expect some key takeaways in the sense not just a review exercise, but possibly what can be the road forward in terms of any other key decisions that are likely, and importantly, the impact on the financial sector of the ongoing pandemic, as well as some of the key measures that the government has already announced.
All right, Sapna, thanks very much for that. Well, let's get back to the big announcement, which was that the government is going to be borrowing more from the market to fund their fight against COVID-19. My colleague Lata is here now to break down that borrowing number for us. Lata.
Well, the borrowing number has been increased from 7.8 lakh crore, which was mentioned in the budget, to 12 lakh crore. That's the amount the central government will borrow from the markets. Now, all this extra 4.2 lakh crore is going to increase the deficit. On that, everyone agrees, but there is no agreement on the extent of increase. And the other point on which most economists agree is that this doesn't include fiscal stimulus. For that, a further borrowing will have to be announced. Now, therefore, we have to look at the assumptions. Look at the facts and the assumptions. The GDP is seen flat to negative by most economists, whereas the budget had estimated a 10% nominal GDP growth. So let us look at the numbers. In the budget, if you look at it, the GDP would be at 224 lakh crore for the current year. This assumes a 10% growth over 204 lakh crore last year. The budget also estimated that the deficit would be 7.96 lakh crore. So now what are economists telling you? They're saying this 224 lakh crore ain't happening. It's going to be flat like last year at 204 lakh crore, if that. There are some people who believe it'll be 200 lakh crore. There are some people who even believe there could be a 5% fall. So, 180 lakh crore. Therefore, their estimate of deficit is 6%. Okay, it's the market estimate. If you take the borrowing of the fiscal deficit of 12 lakh crore as a percentage of 204 lakh crore, it works to nearly 6% of GDP. But here again, there are more assumptions. What are the tax receipts? Tax receipts, many people expect will come down to 13 lakh crore versus the budget estimate of 16.35 lakh crore. Why? Because the deficit is flat. In FY20, the tax collections are about 13 lakh crore. It should be at best the same this year as well. On non-tax revenues, most people believe that both dividend from, say, PSU banks, etc., will be lower. Much more than that, they expect the divestment assumption of 2 lakh crore is a tad too ambitious. So because of these two reasons, they believe whatever was announced as higher borrowing is going to be absorbed by the revenue shortfall. However, revenue will rise by about 0.5% because of the fuel duties. If you remember, recently increased cesses and additional duties. As well, expenditure will be saved because there has been a DA freeze. So that's another 0.2% which the government gets. And hence, most people believe that with this and some expenditure switching. I know you don't have to spend on capital investment. You can take that money and use it for fiscal stimulus. If that is done, then the extra borrowing could fall. But because there are so many assumptions involved, there is a bit of disagreement on how much more borrowing may come. But almost everyone expects that if you want a stimulus, an additional borrowing is absolutely necessary on the part of the government.
Wow, Lata, thanks very much for that. Let's take a break on that note. And as we do that, here's something to note. Money Control Pro has reached a new milestone of exceeding 2 lakh active subscribers. So get ideas for profits, actionable insights, impactful analysis, and more at just ₹1 a day. Also avail exclusive benefits worth 20,000 crore rupees. Subscribe now. The coupon code is PRO365 and the offer is valid till the 14th of May 2020.